Hello! How are you doing? Come on in, get cozy, as together we work on a project that I've been putting off for a really long time. But we're not putting it off anymore. We are terraforming my second island. Here's what we're starting off with, okay? This map right here. I know we're not starting from scratch, but I completely flattened my island, and this is what I had done so far in it. I just needed some extra motivation, so that's why you're here with me. But as my person, or me from the past, gets started on this, we're gonna go ahead and talk about my plans. So up on the screen right now is the map that I created in Procreate that I want to emulate. So the only thing you can't see on this map is the grid lines that are all over it, to kind of help me show, like, it was supposed to be one block in game was one square in the thing, so I could like basically copy it pixel for pixel, but as you see later on, it doesn't fully do that, but we make it work. It's a rough guideline. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, so one thing was, listen to this. I wanted to speed up the audio so that way all of it sounded like that so badly, but I also knew that that would get so annoying. It sounds like a legit song, but it sounds like a super chaotic song. And look at this. Look at me, I'm making an island. And look who is stuck on the island. It's Dom. Like, what is he doing? He is just stuck. There's no way off. So, you know. And he's just like so oblivious. He's just talking about the clothes and biceps and not talking about at all how I'm trapping him on a secluded island with no way off. But, you know, I couldn't actually do that to him, so, you know. We made a pathway, and you know, the whole time we're making this little island, he just hangs out on here. The whole time. Unfazed. Unbothered. You know? Nothing was gonna ruin his little day walking around with his little picnic purse. You know? Nothing. Not even me literally taking the ground out from under him. But enough about Dom, even though I could talk about him all day. Let's talk about the actual island. And so my island is named Briarmore, and the theme I'm wanting to go with, especially with like this main little island, is the focal point, the big lake in the center of the island. And the theme I'm wanting to do is kind of like a small town, cozy, kind of touristy vibe, with it being a lake town, you know? You go to this town to go hang out by the lake. It's really, I don't know, maybe like New England-esque is where I'll get some of the inspiration, but also like southern lakes and stuff like that. And then, you know, hold on, we're getting interrupted by Dom again. But, you know, he's sneezing all over us. It's okay though. We got another reaction, and on this island, I am desperate for reactions. I have your basic, like, 5 reactions, so you know. I may never use the sneezing reaction, but it's one more that I have now. It gives me the shivers thinking about him actually sneezing on my face. Because no thank you. No thank you at all. At this point, Dom was getting very upset that I was getting rid of it. So he literally just stood here and did not let me break any more off. It was like, no, I'm standing my ground. You cannot take away this island. you cannot make it an island. But, you know, I weaseled my way. I talked to him, you know, we got what we wanted in the end. Which is fine by me. And so then, you know, because we finally got what we wanted, Dom decided to just soak it all in. He decided to just plop down right on the spot where, like, soon it's just gonna be water. So, you know, he's soaking it in to where last time he's gonna be able to sit on that part of the grass. Thing about this whole town is the lake. And I'm gonna cut in and out with a lot of map updates just because I was having to cut in and out and, like, try to fix things and be like, okay, is this what I like? Is this what I really want it to be? Because it kind of, like, looks a little bit different, like, on a map and stuff like that than, like, what I have in the photo that I made. It's very different. And so, like, one of the things that I really like, or is really important to me, is making the map look good. Like, the overall map, I want it to look just as good as what you can see whenever you're walking around, you know? It's just something that is important to me, you know? That's why I cut in and out with a lot of, like, looking at the map, being sure it looks right and all this stuff. Because, yeah. And a lot of things will end up not being the same as the photo, but I think we stayed pretty true to. Here we are, basically working on the first huge terraforming project. No, this whole thing is a terraforming project. Island, hill, whatever you want to call it. Also, can we talk about how I decided to fill this in? Like, what is this? A normal person wouldn't do this. What am I doing? Like, this is more of, like, what a normal person would do. Not this right here. Whatever this is. If you really pay attention to, like, what I was doing, you can tell I was getting really bored of just doing this, especially whenever you would mess up and you accidentally tear something down or whatever. So, like, you can tell I was just trying to entertain myself. And also right here, we can realize that part of my plans are completely messed up because you can't put water on an angle. Which basically all my waterfalls in the drawing are on an angle. So I was like, oh, that's nice. So I had to really finagle and fix that. That was like my biggest issue with this because I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 waterfalls that come off on an angle. And I have to fix all of them. The one I have, this one, it wasn't that big of a deal. The one that's gonna be in the back of this same island area was a little more messy and doesn't look at all like the picture. But the one that I had the most trouble with is the one that's gonna be in front of the museum. Because that one, yikes. I mean, I think I made it work, but not really. But see, the island or the water in the back, you know, doesn't really look like what I was wanting it to, but I think it all works because, you know, this isn't a watery town. You know, water's everywhere. Or at least that's what I was going for. And, like, a lot of the water, especially, like, on the tops of these, does not look like how it's supposed to. The only water that really looks like how it's supposed to is the lake. Pretty much, because I did that first, and then I basically built everything around it. But, you know, it is what it is. And then we come down here, and I realize, oh, I have not cleaned up anything. We have Allie. I'm so sorry, Allie. I messed up her thing. I tried to apologize, but she didn't want to accept my apology. She just kind of deflected the conversation. I mean, at least when she was deflecting, she was complimenting my decor that I left just strewn about just so I could get 3 stars. Like, I literally just plopped everything I was given down on the ground somewhere randomly. It was beautiful, I promise. But then I tried to like have a fun time with her, a fun little moment, and again, she's way too cool for us. We are like the obnoxious little sister that she never wanted. That's what we are, because she pretty much gets up real fast. Yep, there it was. And then she tries to put on a disguise, so maybe we won't recognize her, maybe other people won't recognize her with us. I don't know what she was doing, but you know, she was throwing shade. That's all I know. We're just gonna live with it, you know? Am I surprised by Allie's personality traits, quirks, whatever you want to call them? No. There's Dom. He finally got off the island. Thank you. Thought we were gonna have to have a rescue mission for him, but no, he's there. And as you can see, I am ignoring the mess of everything that is right there until I couldn't anymore. And then I was like, okay, I have to clean all this up. I cannot work anymore. It's just, it's inevitable. Gotta clean up my mess. I really didn't want to. And then when I tried, I didn't have a shovel. So I had to go buy a shovel. And I got distracted for like a good 15 minutes. So that's why I cut that out, because, you know, well, I had no self-control in that store. But yeah, we're back and it's clean, you know? It's like there was never any mess there, except for the huge pile of weeds that I still left there that we will have to clean up later. Don't worry, you'll get to see that. Oh, not that huge pile of weeds. I'm pretty sure those stay there because they're not in the way. But you know. Oh, here's Allie again, watching us. She's monitoring us. She heard what happened from Dom, and now she's like checking in on us. She's like, okay, I know I have this disguise on, so please don't recognize me, but I am being sure you do not mess anything up. Do not block my access to this store. It is my livelihood. So, you know, I did her a solid and I left this part open, you know, until I could move all the shops where they're supposed to be. Which, I'm sorry, Allie, it's gonna take a while. We're not rich here. But yeah, as you can see, there's the outline of the second one that has all the houses, or will have all the houses on it, but I haven't filled it in because of all the shops there. The same with the one at the very bottom that I never filled in because it has 3 houses inside of it. There's a space for them to get out because I really didn't want to trap them for who knows how long. But at this point is when I really realized that the top island is going to be very skinny, and I didn't know if I liked that. I was thinking about like bringing it down, like this island I was working on, lowering it and just bringing it more towards where my house currently is right now. But I do fix it a little bit, like after I really see how squished the other one is. But for the most part, I kept it the same. And I left this in because this is me trying to figure out how many blocks away do I need to start building the second little back thing where the museum is gonna be. Like, I'm really trying to figure it out. I make it so hard and so confusing for myself sometimes whenever I'm just trying to like, okay, where does this go? And because it was like a grid, I couldn't just be like, oh, I'm gonna place it here. Like, no, my mind was like, this has to be correct. This has to be exactly where it goes. So I'm like trying to count all the spaces right here and be like, okay,
if this box right here, that means this one goes here. And then I'm having to like follow and do mental gymnastics, which I can barely do regular gymnastics, let alone mental gymnastics. So, you know, it's a lot. I struggled with the lake, especially like on the inside of the lake. The outside of the lake, beautiful, perfect, super easy. Inside of the lake, no, it was impossible. I basically just gave up and did my own thing. And a lot of the water, I just did my own thing. And then like after this, like after I finished this outline of this one that we're working on, this island, it's not an island, it's like a hill. I don't know. But after I do this, this is where I pretty much like stop following the drawing. Like I'm still looking at it for reference, but I'm not following it block for block because like I just don't have the space anymore to do it block for block because I don't know how I messed it up. Like I basically, when designing this map, I put it in like that map designer that's online already, and then I found the map and it gave me all the lines and stuff like that, and then I know that each one of these blocks in here is I think it's 16 by 16. That's where I read somewhere, so that's what I took it as, is a 16 by 16 area. And so then again, I did way too much work for this map, let alone this terraforming. It was a lot, and was it worth it? I mean, I hope it will be. Right now it's not. Yeah, here's where I'm like, okay, I have to make this smaller because I need room up there on that other island because I really wanted an excavation like fossil center. That's what I really wanted. So me basically moving this island, just this one part down and like shortening this singular part. I don't move the whole hill down, if that makes sense, but just shortening this part so the other part can come out, because the excavation center, whenever we get to it, it doesn't turn out how I really wanted it to, but it's something, and maybe I'll finagle and mess with it later, but we'll see, you know? A lot of this stuff, like, I do change a little bit, especially whenever I'm having to, move the buildings. See, here's where I fixed it, and it's a lot longer now. See, it does not look like a picture at all, but you know, I'm making it work now. I'm just kind of seeing what it looks like already and kind of trying to fix it with my own eye here at this point and not following it. Yeah, like I hope everything I'm saying makes sense, you know? I hope that you're kind of understanding my process, because like I don't fully understand my process, so, you know. But here we are, you know, working on the little excavation center, and this I'll really have to wait and see if I actually like this whenever I have like actual items down there, because right now it's not my favorite. It doesn't look how I want it to look, and I'm just kind of like, okay, but you know, we're not gonna worry about that because right now we're stressed, we're sweaty from doing all that work. We just need a nice intermission. And just watching Allie do yoga, and then the boys just run around with sticks. So nice. So relaxing. Okay, enough with an intermission. We gotta get back to work. We can't put this off anymore. But yeah, we're just filling things in, you know? And here we are with the whole thing filled in. Wow, look at this. It's beautiful. And then right here is again when I realized, oh, my plans aren't gonna work. Because you see, I didn't make it a diagonal, so I was like, oh, I can do this. Then I realized, no, again, my alterations, thinking I was a smart cookie to make my idea still work, did not work. And I was like, oh, crap. I have to fix all this again. And yeah, I'm just trying so desperately. I'm like, please, I don't want to fix this again. But I do. And what you're about to see is horrendous, and I apologize to your eyeballs that you had to witness this being an effort that I made. Like, what is this? What in the world? Like, I was trying. I was like, ooh, this will just be avant-garde. And I'm like, ugh. I did not like it. But I also did not know what else to do. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna leave it for right now. Maybe something else will strike and something else will come to mind that will be better, or maybe not. Either way, that's what we got so far. And then I was like, okay, am I gonna follow in the footsteps? And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna try something different on this side. And this side is what we end up going with. Like, this side looks a lot better. And I was like, okay, this is what we're working with. Yeah, this makes sense. But I don't know what I was thinking for that first one. No siree. Not for me. And even like on the map, the overview, it does not look good. And that really bothers me. Because I'm like, it needs to look good. Like, that's one of my things, is I want it to look good in person and on the map. And that does not look good. It does not. It looks like a blob. I wish in the maps on Animal Crossing would do like they do on the map planner. How like each level is a slightly lighter color. Like, not even just, because they already do that for the what's it called? The land. I want them to do that for the water too, because it just looks like big blobs, and I don't really like that. Here's where I'm setting the museum. I know it looks crooked, and that's because it is crooked. I was like, I'm not fixing that whole bottom part to make this look good. It's just not gonna happen. We're just gonna have a crooked museum. And then after sitting on it for a while and input from my husband, I move the excavation site down. Like, I move it over to try to make it even, and it doesn't work. So, you know. Also, look at Allie. We're sweating, we're gross, and she's just enjoying the sunset while doing yoga. And she's doing it right there where we can see. And I don't know if she's mocking us or if she's just giving us motivation, you know? Like, once you finish, you too can be like me. I don't know. But either way, we're not done. And I moved the excavation site, which you won't see, but it was still crooked whenever I tried to fix it. So don't come after me. But I did just end up placing it there. I did not fix it again. I did not put it back. I just left it. And that's because after like 6 hours of working on this, I did break it up in 2 days, like real days. But like still, after 6 hours of just doing this, I was like, okay, I don't fully care. I don't. It's an island. It's gonna, like, people aren't gonna really be focusing too much on the terraforming. They're gonna mostly be focusing on the cute items I set down. So, you know, there we go. See, here's the big pile of weeds that I was first talking about that we now have to clean up, because I refused to clean them up the first time. But now we have to, because we're putting the last body of water on the ground. Now we still have some water to put where, like, but houses and other things are in the way. But this is the last like body of water that we can put down, and it's a big deal. Trust me, it is a big deal. I lined this up perfectly, and that's when I realized, ooh, this would just be a straight line because I lined it up so perfectly, and I did not like that. So we kind of made it a little bit bumpy, at least on the one side, you know, kind of gave it some more dynamic movement. And I asked for Aurora's approval because she was sitting here and she looked so smart, and I was gonna ask her, but then I messed up and I startled her and I did not mean to, but she forgave me and gave me a normal hello instead of me being like a bizarre weirdo for just like startling her. But yeah, with this one, it was really tricky to make it to where it wasn't just a straight line across and a straight line down, because I couldn't really do the whole movement of it anyway, and at this point I wasn't really following the picture. I just knew that I wanted water here. So like it was very like labor intensive, but we got there. It's basically a straight line, but it has some movement in it. And then look at them. They're already enjoying it. So cute. So cute. And I was basically done, and I realized I cannot move these buildings because I am poor. So I had a friend come over, and that friend, as you might have guessed it, is me on another Switch. From my first island, Kingdom, and I just pop over because I don't have a lot of money on that, but I have like $1 million. So I just gathered up all my money from that island and I brought it to us on this island so we could move some buildings. Because oh my goodness, we could barely pay off the bridge that's at the very front, you know? But here we are to save the day, just gonna be dumping off tons of money. And Becky and Aurora are both, you can see them throughout all the clips where the money's being thrown. You can see them eyeing that money. They're like, where is this money going? Why is it taking you so long? If you have a friend that's able to shell out this much money, why is it taking you so long? What is it? But, you know, I basically cleaned out my other account of money. So we're gonna have to find some money. See, look at her. She's not even hiding her staring. But it's okay. I wouldn't blame her. I mean, that's a lot of money that is just on the ground. Here we are pretending that I'm not the same person doing 2 different interactions on 2 different switches at the same time. It's adorable. It's almost like I have friends in real life. But then we left because now the most excruciating part of it all has to take place, and that is moving the buildings, which I don't do in this one. See, there, she's staring at them again. I don't move the buildings, I don't do the pathways in this video, just because I was exhausted, and it's gonna take me a while. Because, like, I don't have all the money to do it, but, you know, we'll get there. And I figured this was enough. And look, the first tree. I cut down all the trees, and that's the only tree to survive. It's beautiful, you know? But, yeah. Also, listen. You hear the gong? You hear, like, the bells? When I sped it up, this is what it sounded like. I forgot that I made my town tune. a Britney Spears song. It's with the taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. I think that's the words, but it's from Toxic. And when I sped it up and I was like, I happened to pass that part, I was like, oh yeah, I did that. I have Britney Spears songs for both of my island tunes, but I just forgot that. I don't know. It was funny because like you can't hear it when it's slowed down, but when it was sped up, it was like, oh yeah, this is it. And also we finally paid off the bridge. The first one, the only one you'll see. We're getting there. We are getting there. But here is the island, where it is when I finished all this. And I'm also going to put in where it is right now, or basically where it is whenever it's done, because I'm going to try to finish it, but you know, no promises, because it's still not done. But this video is long enough. So anyway, that's this video. I'm gonna have more Animal Crossing videos, so like this isn't the end of this island that you're seeing. There's gonna be more progressions, more like little decorating and stuff like that. So thank you for sticking with me with this long video. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I had fun, even if it was so time consuming. It's worth it in the end. So thank you for coming along with me, and I hope you have a great day. I will see you in the next one. Bye.